Good morning. What time is it? 6:30. I have gotten everything loaded up already this morning, and we are heading out to the first field to spray. We've got enough chemical on for 200 acres. We'll get that done, and we'll see where we're at. I did switch chemistry here. So I've been using Miravis Neo on everything so far, the corn and the beans. But I don't have enough Neo to do all of both crops. I do, however, still have some Quilled Excel, generic Quilled Excel left. And so I am using that up here on some of this last corn because we're a little bit later in the window. The residual is, while still important, not as important as the stuff I sprayed 2 weeks ago, right? Because we're later, we have 2 less weeks to protect against. So I'm going to use up some of this this A-frame plus the generic Quilled Excel on the last of the corn here today. All right, we are off and spraying here. We've got about 34 acres in this field, something like that. Won't take us real long here. A few smaller fields we're going to be bouncing around a little bit today, but that's okay. So, wrapping up field number 1 here. On to field number 2 for the day. We're kind of back down a little lane here. Flying behind this ditch, there's about 45 acres back here. So it'll take me a little over an hour. Making our first flight now. Get this one done. So I'm not going to catch it on camera, but I've been sitting here watching this groundhog come out of this hole that's like right there, go out into the bean field, and then chew off a plant and drag the whole thing down into its hole. I've seen it happen twice now. Yeah, I probably won't get it on camera because he's pretty quick, but it's kind of fun to watch. Anyway, we're about done here too. We're just finishing up the perimeter and rolling stuff up and get ready to go. Okay, we've moved on to the next field here. This one's a nice rectangular 40 square corners, even sides. This will be an easy one. It'll take me an hour. Nice and easy. It's nice and easy one, I said. Oh, man, I was trying to set my tent up and I was in a hurry because the drone was coming back and I smacked myself in the face. Sunglasses on and now I'm bleeding, I think. I don't know. It hurt. Okay, we are flying again. We have 65-ish acres in this field here. And then the one over here on the other side, we can finish up over there. So we're sitting right in the middle of this lane here. That's the other side. This is the side we're doing now. We sprayed these fields this spring. This was wheat stubble that we burnt down with Roundup with the drone. So already been here once this year. I'm debating whether this is going to be it or not. So we should have about enough chemical to do all of this. Maybe just a little short on this side, but then there's another 78 acre field and then a 65 acre field over there that were some of the later planted corn. That one's got some drowned out, some wet spots, so does the other one. I'm debating about just forgetting about it and leaving those untreated. So I don't know, we'll see how I'm feeling after I get done here. This is kind of boring, you know what? I'm about over it. I'm glad that I don't do a ton of custom work because I don't think I could sit out here all day that long, but I just walked out into the field and grabbed this ear. If you watched my live stream yesterday, I pulled an ear on the live, and it was like almost sweet corn stage, milk stage already. This one is not nearly as far along, blister stage. We're much better timing here than we were on that first field yesterday. That was farther along than I liked, but this is not bad. And this looks like a really nice ear. I haven't counted it yet, but that's impressive. That was just 3 rows in right behind me here. That's a 18 by 44. That is really good ear. If this fills out and has decent sized kernels, and there's more of them, we'll have good corn out here. Last flight of this tank. We're almost done with the field anyway. It's gonna do basically the rest of the field, so we got done with, that's good. That tank is empty, that tank is empty. So we're gonna go back to the farm. I don't think we're gonna do any more today. We got a couple loads of some beans that need to be sprayed, so I'm probably gonna go and do that with the big sprayer. I'll look at what we got left for corn here. I got one field that we only did about half of it, and then I've got 78, 65, the 10 acres of that triangle that's half flooded out, and then there's 30 acres down the road that I really didn't intend to spray at all. So there's another 150 that could be done. I don't really want to do it. It's kind of where I'm at. All right, I took a little time in the office. I gotta get field day invites sent out. It's coming fast for not having that done, and it's wheat selling season, so I'm trying to get some AgriPro wheat sold, and I needed to send out a wheat list to guys, so worked on that. Now we're getting ready to go spray beans, so we're gonna take the tender truck over to where the sprayer is. We got 2 loads to spray over there, so we'll put one in the front, one in the back. I am hot mixing the boron, but not the fungicide, so I'm putting the fungicide in these empty jugs that you're not supposed to do, but just draining it through there, through our valve stack, out another hose into the jug, and that will work for what we need. That tote's about empty, which means we're at the end of fungicide spraying season, which we are. That was a very, very expensive tote to use up. Something around 45 grand when it was full, and it's gone. Not only is our Mirvis tank about empty, our boron tank is empty. I flushed that one out. Now I think we do have another one of these that we're not going to use up entirely. So no big deal. There was plenty in there. I probably got a few extra gallons for what I need in this tank load. I'm supposed to have 10. I probably got 12 or 14. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's empty. I'm going to disconnect our hose so we can get it out of here. I'll keep the suction on to flush it out. I believe I have all the other chemicals that we need loaded up. I've got the 3 jugs with our fungicide in it, the Neo. I've got enough insecticide for 2 loads. I've got some Source XC, which technically we only use on wheat now, but we used to use it on soybeans until they changed to DC for soybeans, but I had good luck with the XC, and that's what I've got left. I'm out of DC, so I'm going to use that up on some soybeans. And then I have a couple of foliar things that we're going to throw in on some of this because, well, people gave them to me and we're going to use them up. One of them is another jug of this Fertiliter Gold. We use some of this on some corn. It's the seaweed stuff. It's got some boron and molybdenum in it. So we'll try that, seaweed extract. And then this other one is from Redox. It is a calcium and calcium silicate foliar. And yeah, we're gonna try this. So anywhere where soluble calcium would help, silica can help with standability. All right, so we're gonna use that, pint to the acre. The fields that we are going to are the new fields that we picked up this year. So kind of sort of first year we farmed them, but we used to farm them in the past and then somebody else, and now we're back to them. Anyway, we had some soil tests done early this spring, and they need a fair bit of lime. I was unable to get that done this spring. Well, lime, yes, it raises pH, but it's also calcium. And so I thought, well, that'd be a good spot to try this, where we might be a little low on soil calcium. We can try some foliar stuff. So that's why we're doing it there. That box will do 40 acres. Guess I'm not going that way. The field is a quarter mile past that train where I need to go. But there's a road right here, so we'll take this one. Go around the block, I guess. All right, we made it down here to our barn. This is the field we've got to spray. There's 150-ish acres here. And then there's another 100 down the road, but Dad did 80 of it or better yesterday. So we're just gonna do this, and then we'll see if we got a little left. I guess we'll go down there and do it, especially if the train's still sitting there and I gotta go around the block anyway. Beans look pretty decent. These were pretty weedy early, but our post herbicide cleaned them up pretty darn good. Missed a little volunteer corn over there. We'll walk out here just a little bit. I don't want to go too far. It's middle of the afternoon, so they're not soaking wet from the dew anymore, so that's good. These are, I believe, 3.0 maturity. They're a little bit fuller season. Ground's got a little moisture on top there. That's good. Ugh. Ugh. Pretty hard, though. Got some root nodules, and you rip most of them off when you just pull a bean out like that. Look at all those pods. This is on my full season beans. We got pods that big already. Oh boy, they're moving along fast. I'm wondering, I'm starting to get the feeling that bean harvest might come a little earlier than we anticipate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, these are R4. Crazy. Talked to my one of my Golden Harvest dealer counterparts, the guy I buy wheat from over by north central part of Ohio, and they planted a couple weeks after us, and he said they haven't even started spraying fungicide yet because everything was behind. They're just getting fired up to do that, and they're like R2 growth stage. They're way behind on beans, and corn's just starting to tassel. So it's amazing how much difference there is from place to place, I guess. That's not even that far away. Anyway, let's start spraying. All right, well, turns out I'm an idiot. I didn't check the fuel on the gas engine here, and she ran empty after about 200 gallons. So I called Dad. He's gonna bring me some. Dang it. My mistake. Oh well. Our train is still there, so I told him, don't come that way, go the other way. Thanks, Dad. Come to the rescue. Finally, we are ready to go. So we've got our tank full, we've got our fungicide, we've got our insecticide, we've got our Source XC, which has a 2-component, A and B. It has a the Source DC, which is the strigolactone, the signaling molecule for the plants. We've talked about this in the past. I can go into more detail if you want, but we're not gonna right now. It's got that in one part, and then it also has an additional part that is a flavonoid, something like that. That's supposed to do something. I don't know the science behind that one as well, but it is a very yellow product, and it stains everything yellow, and so our spray solution is going to be a little bit yellow, even at just 1.25 ounces per acre is the rate on that one. So anyway, let's start spraying. So this field is 2 80s that are end to end with no fence row in between them. So I have mapped them as one field, which means we have mile-long rows all the way through here. We did 33 acres in one pass around the outside of this field, which is nuts. I do have our jug of that Fertiliter Gold there, and so that'll do 20 acres. So when we get down to 20 acres left in the tank, we're gonna stop, dump that in, add it to our product list. So we've got it documented, and spray hopefully at least a full round with it. But we'll see how far it goes. So yeah. 17 miles an hour doesn't feel fast when you got a mile to go on each round or each pass, so I guess it'll work. We're running high enough pressure at 60 pounds. I don't really need to go any faster. We'd need bigger nozzles if we wanted to go faster. 59.96, that's 60 acres done on this fill of an 80-acre fill, which means there's 20 acres to go, which means time to dump in our jug. So you can see how yellow our solution is. It's basically pulling out of the tank to run through here. We're going to use it to rinse out our jug, which is not ideal, but it's better than not rinsing it at all. We'll do it again when we get some fresh water. This is that same stinky seaweed extract stuff that we used. Did I put that on through the drone? I must have. I think it was down to Bergie. We're going to sit here for a minute with our agitation running. Let me open that. You can see it swirling around in there. Don't drop the phone. That should get it all distributed and mixed pretty well. Give it a minute. Time to reload. Basically the same mix to start with, and we're going to take that box with us. Well, we're making our way across here. For as much as we've sprayed, it doesn't seem like we've made it very far, but that's what you get with long rows. We're down to 600 gallons left in the tank, which means 40 acres, half of a tank. Time to dump that box in. This one is called Mainstay SI. Alright. And we are putting it on at 1 pint. Okay. Well, let her agitate for a minute and we'll see if this one does anything. Alright, we got this one done. We have about 150 gallons left, which is enough for about 10 acres. And Dad, like I said, there's a 100-acre field just down the road here, a mile. It's part of this same group of farms. And Dad sprayed it yesterday. Well, he did 80 of the 100. So we're going to go run off this 10 acres that we've got, and we'll leave 10 acres not sprayed. That will be fine. And then I have to decide whether I want to take the sprayer back to the farm or leave it here and take the tender truck back. The advantage to taking the sprayer back to the farm is we're probably going to need fuel to go to Berkey. We might not. That's almost half a tank. It's a long trip though. But the advantage to leaving it here is that we're about 5 miles closer to Berkey. I'd have to drive it back and then back. So it takes 10 miles of driving off of my plate if we leave it here. I am back at the farm here. What I should do now is empty this shuttle into jugs, figure out how much Miravis we've got there, figure out how much of the A-frame we need to go finish the beans down to Berkey. We're going to end up doing 3 loads, maybe 3.5 loads of bean fungicide down there, and that's the plan for tomorrow. And I should get everything ready and all the chemicals out and loaded up so that we can get an early start and go tomorrow. But it is 7 o'clock at night. I have been working since 6 a.m. I'm tired and I want to go home. So I'm going to go home. So we'll get started a little later tomorrow. I mean, we'll still be here and working early, but it'll just be a little later before I actually get to the fields. Not a big deal. 3 loads won't take all day. We should get it done, no problem. And back here with time to spare, so that's the plan. There's Dad. I can talk to him for a little bit. But anyway, I'm going home. All right. Well, I have tried to record this. This is my 3rd attempt here. My phone keeps cutting out, I think because I was in my truck, and so we're gonna try again. Anyway, I'm going home. Actually, I'm already home because it's 3rd attempt. But I did want to take a second and address at least one of the comments or a couple of the comments from yesterday's drone crash video. A couple of people asked about having a relay or a repeater and putting one on the drone trailer. Yeah, I think you can do that. I don't know how much of an advantage having a repeater on the trailer where I'm sitting right next to it with the controller would be. Seems like in order for that to be effective, it would need to be like, you know, on the other side of the field or somewhere else that would be able to triangulate to where the drone is or something, not right next to it. Maybe it's more powerful. I don't know. Either way, I read some reviews on the DJI relay, and they're not good. Like super short battery life, not real dependable, don't work very good. So I don't know. Maybe that would be the answer, but I've never really needed it before. It may have saved me yesterday. It may not have. Honestly, the bigger issue was the settings and not having it set to return to home and continue the mission, the task, when it lost control signal and it just hovered. If it would have kept moving, it would have gained signal back. It would not have been a problem. So I know that I had those settings right last year. I can't say that I have checked them this year, and so at some point in there was probably a software update that changed it, and I didn't think about it and go reset it and put it back the way that I wanted it. So that's on me, my fault, but whatever. No big deal. Anyway, we're going to spray beans again tomorrow, get a little bit of a later... Yeah, it's going to take us a little while to get moved, and then we'll get going, but it won't take that much. I also have some stuff I need to do out here around the house and for plots and stuff, so we're going to try and get to that tomorrow afternoon. I don't know if we'll get there or not, but we're sure going to try. Objective number 1 is to get some grass planted around the pool concrete here. So we poured the concrete, now I've got this ledge, and I need to build up the dirt a little bit and grade it off. So I know I should be able to do this myself, but we really don't have the equipment to do fine grading and stuff. Like, I can move dirt, I can't finish it very well. So I called the guy that dug the pool. He's gonna come back later this week and do that, but I need some dirt. So since we have a wheat stubble field out here, I'm gonna go out with the scraper and scrape some residue off, bring some dirt, layer it up in here, and let him grade that off, and then hopefully we'll have some grass planted by the end of the week. Maybe before it rains on Thursday, but I doubt it. So also check out the sunflowers. The old 2-row planter did a pretty good job planting sunflowers. The weed control was terrible, but you know, sunflowers look good. Anyway, I'm gonna cook some dinner. Might even go for a swim. We'll see you guys tomorrow.